Spiritual Teaching 307. Love each other. 1. My teachings offer tranquility to your heart and peace to your spirit. The greatest gift that I have destined for your spirit is peace. The one who possesses that treasure possesses all that he could ever want. The one who has experienced true spiritual peace would never exchange it for the greatest material treasures of earth. 2. If you were to ask me how true spiritual peace is achieved, I would say to you that it is achieved by doing the will of your Divine Father. Also, if you were to ask me how to fulfill the will of the Father, I would say that it is fulfilled by practicing my law and doctrine in your life. 3. Some individuals become disappointed hearing me say that spiritual peace is the greatest gift that I have come to bring you today because they would prefer material treasures and riches from earth. It is because those individuals are not familiar with true spiritual peace. However, they are not the only ones who are unfamiliar with spiritual peace. Who is truly familiar with it? Is there anyone on earth who can truly say that he lives in true spiritual peace? My people, there is no one who can say that, which is why there are so many individuals who are disappointed with that precious spiritual gift that I have come to bring you. However, once you become familiar with true spiritual peace, you will do all that you can to safeguard that gift because truly you will have had a glimpse of what life will be like in the spiritual kingdom of light. 4. Since you have been unable to achieve true spiritual peace, you are satisfied with thinking about it and attempting to achieve it in numerous ways so that you can feel some degree of tranquility, satisfaction, and comfort. However, you have never been able to achieve true spiritual peace. I say to you that only when the child obeys the will of the Divine Father will he discover true spiritual peace. 5. Humanity needs individuals who can truly explain my word and correctly interpret my teachings. Although humanity calls itself Christian, man is spiritually asleep because there is no one who has been able to awaken mankind by practicing my true doctrine. There is no one practicing true deeds of love as were practiced by Jesus during the Second Era. 6. People say my name and repeat my words daily in homes, churches, and temples without truly being deeply touched. That occurs because men do not truly comprehend the divine essence of those words. Most people believe that all one needs to do is to repeat those words daily, in a mechanical manner, not realizing that it is not necessary to pronounce those words. It is more important to study them and meditate on their spiritual meaning, to practice them, and to live according to what they say. 7. If humanity knew how to discover the true essence in the words spoken by Christ, it would continually discover that his words are filled with uniqueness, life, energy, and nourishment. However, humanity does not comprehend the true essence of the words spoken by Christ. Thus, it is unable to nourish itself spiritually with those words. 8. Poor humanity, although the divine light surrounds it and spiritual peace is within its reach, humanity continues to be lost in darkness and weep in pain. Man has been unable to perceive that divine light because some individuals have, unmercifully, placed a veil over his eyes. I, who truly love each one of you, have come to eliminate the darkness that surrounds you. The divine teachings which I previously gave to mankind do not apply only to the past. My doctrine applies to all eras because the essence of my doctrine is love, and love is eternal. Love is the secret for your salvation during this era of confusion, great bitterness, and uncontrollable passions. 9. The teachings that I have given you during this era are not a new doctrine. I have given them to you to help you comprehend all of the revelations that I have given mankind throughout the eras. 10. Humanity will be surprised when it receives this spiritual message and will become aware of the Father's infinite love. That love was revealed in his past teachings, but man was not able to feel it. Man will then realize that truly he has been ungrateful, unfaithful, and indifferent with the Divine Father. Man has sought the Divine Father only when he is suffering or in need of something material. 11. I forgive you and love you, and I am truly charitable with my children. Blessed is the individual who prepares his spirit, his heart, and is mine because he will receive my divine enlightenment. Thus, I will guide him to follow the true path, a path that is very different from those that he had previously followed on earth. 12. I allow you to feel my warmth so that you will not lack inspiration for your struggle during this era. 13. The third era is a period of spiritual struggle and purification. Also, it is a period in which man will receive a divine heritage because I have come to give him the divine testament. 14. I inspire those workers who have worked in my fields to prepare the harvest that they will present to me on the final day of this manifestation, which is now approaching. My manifestation through the human spokesman will terminate on the final day of 1950. I want you to bring me a harvest that is pure and beautiful, so that I will bless what you have brought me and say to you, continue to sow this same seed in my fields. 15. Disciples, is it not true that although you have struggled and experienced bitter moments along this path, it has helped you to better understand Jesus, the Divine Master, in addition to experiencing moments of joy? Also, is it not true that after experiencing those ordeals your love for me has become stronger? Truly I tell you, my people, that asking and receiving is very different from giving. 16. The day is approaching when this manifestation will cease, and you will need to talk to your brethren about my teachings. You will need to explain them, not only with language that is clear and persuasive, but also with your deeds. 17. Pray so that you will be well prepared as you enter into that new period of spiritual struggle in which you will need to practice my doctrine with your deeds. Pray with that same simplicity with which I taught the multitudes to pray, those multitudes who followed me to the desert, the valleys, and to the mountains. 18. Pray for all of humanity, and also pray for yourselves, who practice spirituality, because the time of ordeals is approaching. 19. Do not become disturbed if I tell you that after my manifestation ceases, there will be some confusion and disagreements among this congregation, which will cause it to divide temporarily. For a period it will remain divided into 3 groups until it is able to fully comprehend my mandate. As of today, I bless those individuals who truly comprehend the will of the Father and who obey it with love and goodwill. Those individuals will receive divine inspirations from the Divine Father. They will be responsible for preparing themselves, for practicing spirituality in their lives, and truly following my doctrine, because an ordeal will arrive that will help to reunite this congregation. These individuals will need to open their hearts to welcome those who had departed without feeling superior nor feeling vanity and resentment. 20. You feel sadness and pain while listening to these prophecies. May that pain and sadness that you feel help you to remain faithful and cause you not to follow those who choose to ignore my doctrine and do as they please. 21. As of today, I say to those who choose not to follow me that they will experience much sorrow and pain before they become aware of their mistakes and decide to obey the Divine Father. Also, I say to those of you who remain faithful that you, too, will suffer and endure a great struggle. All beings are aware of God's mandates because they carry them in their conscience, but some will choose to ignore those mandates, causing you much pain because of the disunity among you. During this time you will experience suffering, but you will need to practice endurance and remain hopeful. 22. Blessed are those who persevere because they will witness the unification of spiritual Israel and the beginning of the spiritual struggle. 23. Pray, disciples, so that you will become enlightened and spiritually strong and not yield to temptation. 24. Learn to accept your difficult and bitter moments with love, for that is how my disciples earn true merits. Journey along my path with faith and determination until you reach the top of the hill at Calvary. Although you will confront many ordeals along your path, you will continue to bless the Divine Father and all your brethren. The individual who follows my path with faith and obedience will never become lost nor stumble, for he will feel my presence and peace throughout his journey. 25. How can some individuals want to attain salvation at the moment that they are dying after having sinned so much on earth? How can so many individuals live in so much sin without staining and harming themselves? 26. I am bringing a doctrine that is clear and simple so that you will learn to live among sinners without staining yourself, to journey along a path that is filled with thorns without hurting yourself, to observe disgraceful and horrible events without judging and criticizing, and to dwell in a world that is filled with misery without trying to run away. Instead, you should want to remain on earth to help the needy as much as you can by practicing deeds of love and kindness along your path. 27. The Eden that once existed on earth was converted into an inferno due to the sins of mankind. Therefore, it will be necessary for man to cleanse his own stains so that life on earth will regain its original purity. 28. Disciples, behold that through these teachings I am revealing my divine plan and informing you of your mission, thus helping you to comprehend the essence of this message. 29. My doctrine will spread and be accepted by many individuals. Nevertheless, there will be many who will ridicule it, reject it, and battle against it. This will not be something new because the same thing occurred throughout all previous eras. 30. This multitude will need to follow my divine law and have strong faith in order to triumph over the ordeals that it will confront along its path. Also, it will need to offer true spiritual worship to the Lord and practice true love within their homes, which represents the second temple of mankind. 31. On this day, I am talking especially to the young women, those who tomorrow will become wives and mothers. They will need to spiritually illuminate their homes similar to how your spirit illuminates your inner temple. 32. Prepare yourself for the life that awaits you once you become a wife and mother. Start today to prepare the path through which your children will need to travel. Those spiritual beings, who will become your children on earth, are awaiting the moment when they will be born on earth to fulfill their mission. 33. Work with me in my plans for restoration, and in my work of regeneration and justice. 34. Separate yourself from the many temptations that are enticing humanity during this era. Pray for cities that are filled with sin, where so many women become lost, and where families and homes are destroyed, and so many individuals lose all faith. 35. Strengthen spirituality among humanity by practicing deeds of love, truth, and enlightenment with your brethren. 36. I say to the young women of the nation of spiritual Israel, awaken and prepare yourselves for the battle. Do not be blinded by the passions of the heart nor by those things that are unrealistic. Develop your gifts of intuition, inspiration, tenderness, and sensitivity. Strengthen yourself by practicing the divine truth, and thus you will have the weapons that you need as you battle and struggle along your path in life. Love is the essence of life. You need to practice deeds of love daily, to saturate yourself with love, and to feel love deep within your heart so that you may pass it to your children and truly nourish them with that divine gift. This doctrine is teaching mankind how to love. 37. Blessed is the heart of a wife, for it is a refuge for man. Blessed is the heart of a mother, for it is a fountain filled with great tenderness for her children. Also I say to you that blessed are those virgins who remain childless, but who help their needy brethren on earth, because their tenderness is similar to a divine maternal love. Very few women have chosen to renounce those responsibilities that pertain to the material world in order to fulfill their spiritual responsibilities. 38. Not everyone has the mission of being a parent on earth. Children are a major responsibility for a mother and father, and some individuals cannot take on that responsibility because they have a different mission to fulfill. 39. When will humanity form a single family that is truly united? When will humanity be able to sit at the Father's table or pray to Him and joyfully tell Him that it is fulfilling its mission? 40. Humanity is not fulfilling its mission. Mankind is unhappy and does not live in harmony with one another because some individuals are following the wrong path and others are dissatisfied with their destiny. 41. This doctrine of spirituality, which I have revealed through human spokesmen, needs to spread on earth so that man will eliminate his ignorance and become spiritually enlightened. This doctrine will quench man's thirst for the divine truth. 42. I am preparing you with my teaching for the struggle that awaits you. My prophecies inform you that you will confront great ordeals. My teachings offer you warnings, and they also judge and correct you. However, a period of grace will arrive in which humanity will be able to communicate with the Lord from spirit to spirit. When that period arrives, man will be able to hear the divine words of God deep within his being. Although those words will be unlike the words that people use on earth, man will be able to comprehend those divine messages. 43. Those divine messages will be filled with only wisdom and love, and man will no longer be judged, forewarned, nor accused through those messages. 44. Although you would like to see the arrival of that period, you must wait for it to arrive. But do not wait passively, for it is best that you continually work hard to progress along your path. 45. I have taught you how to pray and to achieve true spirituality, for that is the manner in which man will be able to achieve perfect communication with God, communicating with Him spiritually. 46. My beloved people, to achieve that perfect communication, you will need to achieve merits to counteract the sins of the world. Work hard, and if necessary, be willing to sacrifice yourself. Be patient if you are enduring a difficult and bitter situation. 47. Trust in me. Behold that you are my disciples, and that you need to imitate me. Therefore, if you have great faith and believe in me, you need to utilize your strength to endure your ordeals. Thus, if you offer testimony of me, I will offer testimony of you. 48. Although my spirit has manifested itself to all people on earth, the people of spiritual Israel are the only ones who have been able to feel my presence. The rest of the people on earth are ignoring the revelations that I have brought during this era. They are unaware that the third era has arrived. Therefore, your mission has increased because you will need to spread the good news of my arrival with all of your brethren throughout the world. 49. Truly many individuals have recognized the signs signaling my new arrival. They analyze the Holy Scriptures, carefully reviewing the prophecies, and they realize that the ordeals that humanity is enduring reflects God's judgment. Although those individuals are seeking and awaiting me, they do not know that I am manifesting myself through human spokesmen to the people of spiritual Israel, and that I am present with each human and spiritual being. 50. Those who witness my manifestation will take the good news of my arrival to the nations on earth. The world will then know of my arrival and will become familiar with my teachings. Once man finds out when this manifestation started and ended, he will be surprised to discover that all nations and people on earth received signs and evidence announcing my arrival and manifestation. 51. Truly I tell you that I will never again manifest myself through human spokesmen either in this nation or in other countries. Therefore, it will be the responsibility of this multitude who witnessed my manifestation to offer true testimony of my teachings throughout the world so that humanity will believe in this doctrine. 52. Truly I tell you that just as the kings in the past were amazed at the humble manner in which I was born, people of this era will also be amazed at the humble manner in which I chose to manifest myself. 53. My messages will lead to discussions. Some will say that my message is true, whereas others will try to prove that it is false. Some will give testimony of their own spiritual experiences, and others will deny that such manifestations exist. However, the truth will endure. This is the era in which the inactive gifts and powers within the Spirit will manifest themselves through man. In this era, humans have attained the evolution and sensitivity that is necessary to communicate with the spiritual. 54. Children, youth, and elders will experience manifestations that will appear strange initially. This is because humanity has lived separated from the spiritual for a long time. In the future, man will consider these manifestations as something absolutely natural in the superior life of man. Children then will speak of profound teachings. Men and women will have spiritual visions and prophetic dreams, and the gift of healing will spread throughout the world. 55. Those who first manifest the awakening of their spiritual gifts will be highly criticized. However, I will give them the strength and patience to resist criticism, judgment, and ridicule. 56. I say to my beloved people who have witnessed this manifestation, do not be afraid. Although humanity is very materialistic and only believes in those things that it is able to touch, perceive, verify scientifically, and comprehend with its limited understanding, things will change. Humanity will begin to practice spirituality, thus learning to perceive me spiritually and to discover the divine truth. 57. Those who are considered great and important on earth will be greatly surprised when they verify my arrival during this era. They will want to know why I came. Those who are poor will greatly rejoice when they learn of my arrival. They know that I have come to offer freedom, peace, and mercy to those who are oppressed and those who greatly hunger for love and justice. 58. Although today you are unable to comprehend the great impact and effect that this doctrine will have on earth, tomorrow it will emerge on earth as a divine light. That bright light will awaken those who are spiritually asleep and help them to develop faith. Humanity will be able to read and study from the book of true life, which contains the divine truth. 59. My people, you may want to know why I have manifested myself to this multitude for such a long period. This has allowed you to store my word in your heart and to write my teachings in books. Thus, you will need to become my messengers by telling your brethren about my doctrine. 60. Soon you will be free to start preparing yourselves because this manifestation will end in 1950. 61. A new period will soon arrive, and you will seek to develop your spiritual gifts during that period. This will enable you to receive divine inspirations, to become gifted with words, to perceive spiritually, and to truly feel love and charity for your brethren. 62. Humanity has received 3 testaments from the Lord. Along your path you will meet those who are awaiting the arrival of the Holy Spirit. Show them these new teachings and tell them not to imitate the Jewish people who, although awaiting the Messiah during the Second Era, were unable to recognize him when he arrived and are still awaiting him. Continue to journey along your path fulfilling your spiritual mission, so that as your brethren listen to your words and observe the manner in which you live, they will acknowledge that you are a new generation that has come to establish a new humanity on earth. 63. I say to parents who have had, and will have, the privilege of guiding children who belong to these new generations, be vigilant and pray for those new generations. Prepare their path. I want them prepared to receive my new revelations. Prophets will arise from those new generations who will greatly shaken the world with their prophecies, as did the great prophets from the past eras. Those prophets from the past served as messengers for humanity during periods of great ordeals. Also, they were a guiding light for humanity during times of darkness. 64. Enlightened spiritual beings from the spiritual valley, serving as guardian angels, will guide and protect those new generations, thus helping the parents who are guiding those children whom I announced and promised. 65. My people, I bless you because for a few moments today you have separated yourselves from all the material things of this world to listen to me. You rejoice spiritually listening to my word and recognize that it offers you all the peace, joy, and comfort that you need to carry your cross. 66. My love and my peace embrace you, and my spirit invites you to pray for all your brethren who suffer and are unable to find any healing balsam, love, and comfort on earth. My peace be with you.